Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm doing amazing, thank you. And what about you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We are both back from vacation, sadly. Uh,
Mm,
we wish we stayed a bit longer to the places that we have been. You went to Jamaica, I was in Asia, and like you said earlier, you had a great time, so did I. And now we're here back to reality, recording things.
exactly. Back to the reality. Uh,
So I have actually met you in person, but you did not see me. I was basically at the conference of Toastmasters that happened a couple of weeks ago, and I attended your you were part of the speech competition, and I was very much amazed and impressed by your speech, especially because, if I'm not mistaken, you have not been for long part of Toastmasters. Am I right?
I started Toastmaster in 2021, so it's been
Oh,
4 year and a
4 years.
half. I think
Okay.
where the confusion maybe comes in is the first time I participated in the contest twice. The first time I participated in the contest was 1 year, about 1 year after I started. So it was back in 2022. But I participated in French and I won the district in French. But we don't go higher when it comes to French. And I was really surprised and amazed because I didn't know I had the ability to go and do this. The speech that I had at the end was so much more polished than what I had initially. And this is what I was trying to say to people is that when you participate in the contest, you really push yourself to grow and to work on your speech, and you can coming back, you do some adjustments. And the speech that I had at the end, I didn't know I had the capability to write a speech at that level. But it was really step by step, and the way the Toastmaster contests are built, I think they really help you get to that point. So I really love the experience, and I encourage people to do it.
So before we deep further on this topic, because this is where
Mhm,
we will talk about how the process of like participating at the speech contest. I want to ask you a little bit about yourself,
mhm.
what you do from a professional point of view, and why did you join Toastmaster, and how it has helped you with your career as well as as well as with your personal life.
Okay. So I'm in the IT operation side. I work at Bell Canada, a large telecom company. It's been 2 decades now that I'm in that company. I'm working my way. I supervise, manage, transform the whole telephone network across the country. So a lot of work there, and I really like my job. I'm having a good time. And the reason why I joined Toastmaster is completely random. I had a friend a couple years ago that relaunched at the Toastmaster Club that I'm part of. And at a certain point, he came to me and said, "Hey, Jonathan, um, I'm going to a contest and I'm going to practice my speech at a club. Would you like to come in and just, give me your feedback?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll come in." So I asked, "What is the club about?" He said, "It's Toastmaster." I'm like, "What is Toastmaster? Is that a bread club?" Or I really didn't know anything about Toastmaster. And at that time, it was at the beginning of COVID. So the meeting were all virtual. So I joined the meeting, and in my head, I was truly convinced that I'll be the invisible spectator in that meeting. So I didn't have any camera, any microphone on. I had a big hoodie over my head. My beard was not shaved. I was in boxer in my room. My room was
Gosh.
messy and had a big plate, the styrofoam plate of shish taouk.
Yes.
So I had that big plate with the garlic sauce, and I was just in my zone, eating and listening to the meeting. So this is how I came into that meeting because I had no idea what it was. So I listened to the meeting. My friend did his speech. It was great. I took some notes. I said, "I'll tell him this, this, and that." And then the meeting moves to something called the table topic. And I'm curious. So I said, "Let me stay on and see what it is." And table topic is a session where you do improvisation. And the way they were doing that day is that whoever passed get to pick the next person. So the
Oh,
guest that was there look at the list over Zoom and for some reason lock into my name, the guy that didn't say anything, that didn't have any camera, that don't have any picture, and said, "The next one is Jonathan Rhau." I'm like, "Me?" And I swallowed what I had in my mouth, and I didn't want to be disrespectful to my friend. So I just tried to push everything aside, tried to adjust the camera angle, open and everything, and I participated. And that's when I fall in love with Toastmaster. Because after that, I received some feedback and I realized I always knew that communication was something important. But what I realized is that this is a place, an environment where you actually get to put it into practice. And I felt like it was a safe place. It's not like you're practicing in front of your CEO or something like that. You're in an environment where everybody's trying to grow, everybody's learn, everybody's, giving each other advice and things like that. So I find it a very good environment. So I decided to keep coming back. And the next time I came back, I was ready this time. So I came back fully prepared. And that's how I got into Toastmaster. And I stayed until this day.
Yeah, and the rest was history.
The best was history. Yes.
So I want to know, because you said, so you joined during COVID, and then I think there was a big progression in your development, because like we said at the beginning, you participated at the speech contest. And I want to know why you joined, why you participated in a speech contest, what was the process, and tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. There was a couple of reasons, but I would say the main reason why I participated into the contest is that I wanted to show the example in my club. At that point in my club, I became the president of the club. So my friend believed in me, pushed me into that. I'll probably come back into it. I didn't feel like I was ready to it. I had some resistance, but I decided to give it a try. And we were rebuilding the club. So the club were having some issues. And I was really trying to encourage everyone to participate in the contest. And we didn't have a lot of names. So I said, you know what? Let me lead by example. Let me show the example and let me try it myself. And, I'll be able to talk about the process. So that's the main reason why I jumped into the competition. And the way the competition of Toastmasters are built, maybe there's people that doesn't know Toastmasters, is that Toastmasters clubs are grouped in different categories all around the world. There's clubs everywhere on the world. So the first category is what we call an area. It's a groupment of maybe 3-4 clubs. And then we have a division, which is a groupment of multiple area, maybe 5-6 different area. And then we have a district, which is a groupment of multiple division that get into it. So whenever you decide to participate in a contest, the contest first round start at your club. So you contest against people in your own club. And then you get to pick the winners of your club to represent you to the next level, which will be at the area level. And then the winners, all the club contestants in that area, that they compete at the area level, and whoever wins get to represent the area now at the next level, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
So that's all you get. And every time for each of those, there's a gap in between. It's not like the competition is just 1 week after the other. There's maybe a month sometime of gap in between. So every time you successfully pass one level, you get the time to go back. You receive multiple feedback. You talk with people, and you get the chance to go back to your own speech, make some adjustment, make some corrections. So when you get to the next level, you already improve. You improve a little bit more. You did this. You add more practice into it. So by doing this way, it really helps you improve your speech by a lot.
Yes. And how long was it for you, the whole process, before you were chosen for the final one? Like, how long did it take you? A couple of, 6 months? Less than that?
Until you get to the district, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, the contest starts around, let's say, beginning of the year, maybe February.
Yes.
And you get to the district, it's around May, usually.
Okay.
So February, about maybe 4 or 5 months.
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yes. And so basically you started because you wanted to lead by example, which is what Toastmasters is all about.
Yes.
And then you finally made it. You actually won the recent one, which is impressive. And I want to know, okay, so when it comes for the speech, okay, the speech selection, do you choose the topic? Are you being told how long the speech has to be? Do you choose it from your pathway? Like, how does it work?
There's regulation in Toastmaster. So a speech in the contest is 5 to 7 minutes, and you have a 30-second grade. So you could technically be between 4 minute 30 second all the way to 7 minute 30 second. If you go above or below that, you get disqualified. So that's the main criteria. The subject itself, it could be any subject, but obviously you want to pick a subject that would relate to your audience, something that you can provide value to your audience. So speech in those area tend to do better. And then if you just talk about something but without having any connection or any value added to your audience, then obviously might lack impact and things like that.
That's right. Yes. So for your preparation, did you have a mentor, someone that was like, walking you through the speech, the creation of the speech, or you did it all on your own?
For the creation of the speech itself, the idea, it was all me. But I would say there was a lot of people, generous, officially and non-officially, that came in to help. They just see you out there and you're trying to give your best, and they see something in you. They see potential and they come back, hey, you should really think about this. Or I really like when you did this, but if you were to tweak it this way, maybe you'll have a little bit more impact. And there was people from other club that came and, was generous with their time and said, you know what, you can give a practice with us, or I'll listen to you. I'll have a session, and I have a session with someone virtually or in person. They would listen, they would give me feedbacks, I would take notes and go back and keep working on it. So the whole process has been like this, and the amount of help that you can get through Toastmaster was unbelievable. I really didn't think about how much people wants to give and help about when it comes to that.
And that's the thing about when it comes to speech contests, because you have the chance to like repeat your speech a couple of times in your club, but at the same time you can go to a different club and get their perspective on your speech delivery. And that's the thing, and that's how you got to improve. That's how you improve, and by getting all this feedback from different people, and you don't have biases, because usually, let's say you do it in your own club, maybe some people are a little bit biased, but when you go out to another club to give the speech, you get a neutral perspective, so it's easier for you when it comes to incorporating this feedback. And so I know a little bit about that, and I wanted to know also that, because when you were competing with a lot of great speakers, I have to say, like they were all good. It was my first time honestly participating to a speech contest, and some of them were like unbelievably impressive. And so for you, did you have, a little bit of hesitation? You're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna win this. They're so good, or did you have like a moment of like, okay, I wanna back up from this. I'm scared of this, or not?
I would say I would go more towards the no side, I would say, because I was really trying to focus on myself. So I knew there was a lot of good people, experienced people that know how to give speech. And obviously you see that and you said, oh, the bar is so high. But I was going there because I wanted to give the best of myself, whatever the best would lend. Obviously, the closer you get, the more you want to, hey, maybe I'm going to have a chance and this and that. But for me, it was really about giving the best of myself. And I remember clearly, the day of that contest, when I finished delivering the speech and I was walking out of the stage, I had such a feeling of peace and serenity in my mind, because I felt happy and I felt good. I said, whatever happened, whatever is the result, I'm really happy with myself right now. And that was the feeling for me that meant everything, because I wasn't thinking about, I was trying, obviously you still think about it, but my focus was really about, for example, if you go and you deliver your speech and you're like, oh man, I messed up this part, or I should have practiced more, or I didn't do this, I knew this gonna come back. I didn't have any of those feelings, because I did everything I could, and I did everything I could to get ready. So I took it seriously and really invest into myself. The rest, I leave it to wherever it would go. So that's the way I felt about it. Um, I knew there was a lot of challenge in going into it, but I really tried to focus on being the best I could do.
You know what I wanted to say about the actual contest itself, and one thing that I realized was that the speakers who have been there the least at Toastmasters, I think they delivered their speeches better than the ones who have been at Toastmasters for a longer time. That's one thing I realized. Because there were so many people that said, oh, I've been here since 19 something, and I was like, wow. But then there were people who just recently joined, like recently joined by meaning 4 or 5 years, maybe 6. But I felt they did a better job, which goes back to this whole concept that it's not about the quantity. It doesn't matter how long you've been part of Toastmasters. I think even in a very short amount of time, you can get a lot of growth in you and be able to deliver a contest.
Yes. And I think experience doesn't grow linearly with time.
Yeah.
It all depends of how much you invest yourself into it. And sometimes you can learn new things at the same time. If you don't practice those things, there's maybe some element you start to forget or you put aside, or it varies. And I would say everybody comes with a different level. It's really about trying to get as much help as you can and being really intentional in your development. The people that I saw that were not in Toastmasters for a long time but that perform well, they truly invest themselves into it. And there's people that have been in Toastmasters for a long time also, and they have such a strong foundation, and that's really helped them. Let's say, you can be good at one speech, but what about the next one or the one after that? So sometimes it's also about building a certain level of consistency in your performance level.
Yeah.
If you write a speech to win a contest, I feel like the mindset is different when you write a speech because you want to share a message or there's something you really want to share. The mindset or the intention behind it is different, and I think it shows somehow in your delivery or in your preparation when you do it.
Yes.
So
yes,
those are little things to consider.
Yeah, but it makes a big difference if you go with a different mindset. Definitely. Like if you go there because you want to deliver a message rather than to win, I think it's different. People can see it, like you said. They can perceive it, they can feel it.
We often say this, or at least on my side, but I think many people say this, but you want to put the attentions more towards the audience and less about you. So if you go with the mindset as, I'm trying to win and this and that, and you really try to, obviously everybody wants to win, there's nothing wrong about that, but I'm just trying to say, if you put your focus on that, then you put the focus towards inwards. Versus if you focus on the message and the impact you can have on the audience, what's the value you're going to give them and things like that, now you shift the focus outwards. It's a different place.
That's right. I agree with you. And I have 2 more questions, and this is something that I'm very curious to know about this part. Okay, so you win, you won in this case, but what do you get? Do you get money? That's one question. I want to know, do you get money? What do you get?
You get a wonderful plaque like this.
Oh.
And you get the recognition. That's what you get at the district. There's no money, prizes, and things like that. When you win at the English district contest, then you can go to the international contest. So my journey is not over, so there's still other steps. So I'll be able, if I pass the quarterfinal, the semifinal, and so on, I'll be able to go towards the international stage, which this year will be in Philadelphia.
Yes. So it's in August.
In August in Philadelphia. So the result for the quarterfinal will be released toward end of June. And based on those results, we'll know who will be in the semifinal. and people that goes to semifinal goes to Philadelphia, because semifinal and the grand final are close together, just 2 or 3 days apart at the end of
Gotcha.
August.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Oh, okay. Now it makes sense. Now I know where those, those things come from. Okay.
But you're getting a lot of recognition,
Yes,
obviously. That can lead into speaking engagement, that can lead into invitation, that
that's
can
right.
lead in many other areas. So if you want to go more further, or really go toward more being a professional speaker, not just a public speaker, but really into the profession of speaking, that can really help out. Um,
Yeah.
but I really think about it as uh, you try to give the best of yourself, and you see
Yes.
how far you can get, and you learn from that. And in the contest, you get to see other people that is doing the same thing. You get to see other people that make the same type of investment practice to get the best of them, of their self. So you get to see all kind of different techniques, strategies. You learn so much just by watching the competition
Yeah.
and observing what other people is doing as well. So I find it's a very good place to go as well.
It's very empowering. It's very
Yes,
empowering.
empowering.
Very, yes, yes, definitely. Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for coming to my channel today and for telling us your experience with participating at the speech contest, your journey at Toastmaster, how it has helped you, and also for sharing all the tips. But before we let you go, tell us a little bit about how people can connect with you.
I'm mainly active on LinkedIn. So if you
Yes.
go on LinkedIn, you search Jonathan Rhau, you'll find me. Or you can go to jonathanrhau.com, which will redirect to my LinkedIn. And that's the main place I'm active. I also have an account on Facebook, but I'm still just starting it, so it's not fully developed yet.
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
All right, Jonathan, thank you so much. And that concludes our interview for today. Thank you and see you
Thank
next
you.
time.
Thank you.